The ANC's Integrity Commission has recommended to the party's National Executive Committee that Secretary-General Ace Magashule step aside with immediate effect. The commission released its findings following Magashule's appearance before it over the weekend. It says it's concerned about the increasingly negative image that the NEC is getting and that the perception that the highest decision-making body is not able to implement its own resolutions. The Commission's report upheld an earlier decision that all ANC leaders formally charged step aside until the NEC finalizes recommendations on how to deal with the matter. Magashule indicated that he will not resist the NEC's decision. Remaining with that story, I'm now joined on the line by Mr. Kebby Maphatsoe, the MKMVA president, on the association's reaction to the Integrity Commission's recommendation. Thank you so much, Ntate Maphatsoe, for your time today. What is your standpoint from the MKMVA?
Afternoon, ma'am, and your viewers. Our view as MKMVA first is that we are very worried about the leakage of this report because it was supposed to be released by the officials to the NWC and to the NEC. So it has been leaked intentionally to put pressure on the national office bearers of the ANC because they've been given a mandate to go and develop the guidelines on how best they can implement this resolution. However, as MKMVA, we are very disappointed with the decision of the Integrity Commission because it does not assist the African National Congress in unifying itself, because we are aware that the ANC is highly divided, and that resolution itself, it must not be taken selectively. That is why the NEC said, officials, go and develop the guidelines. The guidelines has not yet been published, but the Integrity Commission has already decided on something that they are not informed of by the guidelines that will be coming from the NEC.
Mr. Maphatsoe, you spoke about unity and the importance of unity. Now, in this report that was compiled by the Integrity Commission, the issue of unity, it says, was discussed during the interaction with the Secretary General. And if I could just for a moment read this out to you, it says, the NEC reports after every one of its meetings that unity is key, but that factionalism and division are weakening the ANC. This was confirmed by the Secretary General in our meeting. The IC understands that a united ANC is crucial for us to deliver on our promises, but unity can only be built around a common vision and purpose as understood when we talk of unity in action. It further says, unity is not about keeping individuals happy in order to avoid division in our ranks. With your definition of unity, would that not be about letting the waters remain still and not upsetting anybody within the party? The definition of unity that you're talking about seems to be in contrast with the NEC's resolution of 6 to 8 August 2020.
The unity of the ANC is very important. The president himself, in the opening remarks or political overview, confirmed that the ANC is highly divided, the National Executive Committee. And those divisions, we see them out there. You can't hide them. And therefore, in uniting the ANC, it will not be by saying other people must step down, that it will bring the unity of the ANC. No. Why I'm saying that they must not be selective in understanding the resolution. We adopted a resolution on the expropriation of land without compensation. But after that, the NEC sat down and said, no, it can't be implemented raw as it is written there. Let's sit down and come with the guidelines on how it should be implemented. And one of them, it was that it must not affect the food security. What is wrong with this resolution of the stepping aside? When the NEC said the officials must go and develop guidelines in order to make sure that they are understood and they are in the interest of the African National Congress, especially uniting the ANC.
Mr.
The issue of the
Maphatsoe,
Reserve Bank, again.
Mr. Maphatsoe, the question here is, why is this resolution only being questioned now when it's the Secretary General to whom it must apply? In previous years, others have stood aside. They've had to step aside when they've been formally charged. Why is it only now that it's under scrutiny?
You see, we're an organization that keeps on learning. And if it is for the unity of the African National Congress, we have to interpret this resolution properly. And above all, Comrade Ace is the CEO of the organization, is the Secretary General of the organization. So you can't just treat him like just like that. You have to think about.
Are you saying then? Are you saying, Mr. Maphatsoe, that he is above the ANC's own resolutions because he is CEO, because he's Secretary General, that the rules that apply to others within the party do not apply to him? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying he's above. He has been elected by the branches of the ANC at the conference, so he's not above those branches. He is a Secretary General of the African National Congress. But I am saying the fact of the matter that Comrade Ace is the Secretary General of the African National Congress. He is very important in the unity of the African National Congress. And therefore, as you implement this resolution, we now learn that, hey, comrades, this resolution, we should have looked at it the other way in interpreting it correct. That is why the NEC itself said, let the national office bearers go and develop the guidelines. Now, by leaking this report is to put pressure on the national office bearers so that when they develop the guidelines, they must look at the recommendation, in fact, of the Integrity Commission. Secondly, what we're saying as MKMVA is that we have written a letter to the officials complaining about 2 members who are in the Integrity Commission, who have voiced their preference out, that they want Comrade Ace out of the position. And they are members of the MK National Council. And General Retired Rasekhatla and James Mulu are serving in that Integrity Commission. And to serve in the Integrity Commission, you must be above reproach. So these people, because of the affectional resolution that they have taken that Ace must go, they have tainted the integrity of the Integrity Commission itself.
Mr. Maphatsoe, is this not a case really of double standards? You've just outlined and pointed out 2 members of the Integrity Commission who you say do not deserve to be holding that portfolio because, quote unquote, they are not above reproach, that they need to be above reproach. Are these not the same type of standards that should be applied to a Secretary General of the ruling party of the nation? Should they too not be above reproach?
Comrade Ace is not a member of the Integrity Commission. He is a Secretary General of the African National Congress, and it has got its own way how it works. But the Integrity Commission, remember, it's like your council of elders, people who are clean, people who are going to be impartial, people who will put the interest of the organization first. But if you have such people who on the outside, when they are outside the commission, they keep on dividing the ANC. And when they are inside the Integrity Commission, they behave as if they are clean. So they have already tainted the commission, the integrity of the commission.
Mr. Maphatsoe, I'd like to, focus on the issues of being clean that you've just highlighted, that they need to be impartial, that they need to have the interests of the organization at heart. Yes, you are talking about members of the Integrity Commission, members who are elders, and as you said, who need to be above reproach. But I'm struggling to understand why these very same virtues, while these very same characteristics should not be applied to top leadership of the African National Congress. Are these not the same type of characteristics that the leaders themselves should embody, that they too need to be above reproach, that they need to be clean and impartial? Why is it that it's applying to the Integrity Commission but it's not applying to the Secretary General.
That is why, as MKMVA in August, we issued a statement that the way the ANC is divided and the way the ANC is tearing itself apart, it means that we must go back and do a self-introspection of whether all of us, do we really take in the interest of the people and of the ANC first before our interests. So that thing has not been done. That is why we keep on having two factions in the ANC. So those people cannot belong to the Integrity Commission because they are factional. We are putting our interest before the interest of the people and the African National Congress. So the Integrity Commission is totally different. In fact, not totally different. NEC members and all members of the ANC must behave in a manner that when the society sees us, it must see that this is a movement that we trust, the movement of Oliver Tambo, the movement of Mandela, the movement of Chris Hani. But where we have factionalism is the ANC, that all of us must make reflection on.
Well, we'll leave it at that, Mr. Maphatsoe. Thank you very much, Maphatsoe. Thank you very much for your time and your insight there. Although I must say, having gone through the statement that the Integrity Commission has put together, what they seem to be trying to do based on this is to try and ensure the integrity of the organization, to try and ensure that the respect that the NEC enjoyed still continues to be enjoyed by the party, where it's not a situation where all animals are equal, but some being more equal than others. But thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Much appreciated. That's the MKMVA's Mr. Kebby Maphatsoe.